Hello guys, and welcome to Astrology Coaching by Anatoly. Finally I'm back. I was away a little bit because I was changing again the place of living. I have Ketu in my 4th house, so it's crazy, and unfortunately there will be another big transit of Ketu in my 4th house soon in the end of this year. So definitely maybe I'll change again the place of living, I don't know, but I was really busy, and I was busy with one more thing. I created one new book about nakshatras, so very soon I will present it, because now I need first to receive the proof copies from Amazon, and when I approve the copies and the way this book looks, I will publish it officially in Amazon.com or the other parts of the world. You can buy it from everywhere in Amazon. So I'm really happy and I'm very excited that I created this book, and I'm pretty sure you like it because it's easy and simple. It is part of the Easy and Simple series, and it is very practical. It's not full of information that you not need. It will be for people who have more practical approach in astrology, so it will be really good. I really like it, and I'm Virgo, I'm very critical, but I really like it. So today we are going to speak about retrograde Mercury. As you probably know, Mercury will go retrograde on 23rd of August till 15th of September. And you know what is Mercury. Mercury is communication, logic, information, traveling, education, publishing in some way. It is related with all kind of logic skills, analytical skills, with healing, of course, with business and trade in some way, with business and trade. So when Mercury goes retrograde, it put the focus on the things it signifies, and causes a little bit chaos, it's the right pronunciation, in this field. So when Mercury is retrograde, you always have to be careful with the information, or you have to be careful with the communication, how you communicate with people. You have to be careful with the devices in your house, especially the devices that are related to communication. You have to be careful with traveling. Every Mercury retrograde period is causes some kind of issues or problems or disturbance in the traveling field, in the traveling industry. And I always when I have to travel, when I organize vacation during retrograde Mercury, I always have issues. And I know my lessons, I learned my lesson, and I never organize a vacation while Mercury is retrograde. I can do other things, but not that. I learned the lesson. So when Mercury is retrograde, you have to be careful with the information that you get and that you provide, and of course there can be some issues with your business, less profit. People from the past can appear, of course, if Mercury is associated in some way with the house of your spouse, or 5th house, the house of love and romance. In Vedic astrology, Mercury will be retrograde in Leo. Leo is the king of the zodiac sign, you know. Leo is related to love and romance, children. It is related to investment, speculative business, creative business and creativity. It is related with leisure, with politicians, with kings, celebrities. It is one of most creative and artistic, and a sign with really good leadership qualities. So Mercury will be retrograde in this sign, and the things that this sign signifies, definitely there can be some miscommunication in these fields. First, when we are checking a transit of one planet, we always have to see the dasha, we always have to see the strength of the whole chart, we always have to see the house that Mercury is transiting. Is it empty, or there are planets in it, or we can see the Ashtaka Varga points, because you know in Vedic astrology, apart from the dasha, Ashtaka Varga points are really important for determining whether one transit will be good or bad. I have a lot of clients that come to me and they tell me, I have Jupiter in the 11th house transiting over my 11th house, but I don't have money, I didn't get a lot of money. And then when when you see the chart, you see that first this guy or girl is not in Jupiter dasha, and as you probably know, dasha is the most important thing. That's I mentioned this in my book Vedic Astrology, Easy and Simple. You can find it in Amazon too. And there is a special chapter where I discuss the transits, and I mentioned there that you always have to check the transit, first the dashas, and the dasha planet will determine what will be your life and during this period. And when I checked the chart of this guy, Jupiter, he was not in Jupiter dasha, and he had not very much, I think 3 or 4 points, Ashtaka Varga points for Jupiter in the 11th house. So that's why he didn't feel the transit of Jupiter, but you don't know that because this is very into the astrology thing. So if you need a consultation, you always can check my website www.astrology-coaching.com. You can find it somewhere in the comments or in the explanation of the video, and you can book a consultation, and we're going to check everything, and I'll give you advices, really good advices, how to fulfill your dreams and make your goals come true, right? So now we are going to check the transit of Mercury for all ascendant and moon signs. Just keep in mind that this is a general prediction and explanation, and everything depends on your dasha, on your natal chart. This is really important. Okay, so let's start now. So for Aries ascendant and for Aries moon, it is important always to check transits from your ascendant and from the moon ascendant, Chandra Lagna. Your retrograde Mercury will be in your 5th house. 5th house is the original house of Leo. Children, love, romance, investments. So everything, you have to be careful in these fields. You have to be careful how you communicate with your children. You have to be careful how you communicate with your dates, with your girlfriend, boyfriend. It is important to be careful with if you have new investments, if you do something creative, if you start a new project in creativity, for example. If you are in the speculative business, you have to be more careful not to make a mistake, not to have some miscommunication or misinformation, something like this. And my advice is not to start new projects at this point. You can go back and proceed old ones, or fix old one, but not new one. Between 23rd of August till 15th of September, this is not the best time for new things in these fields. For Taurus ascendant or Taurus moon sign, Mercury will be retrograde in your 4th house. 4th house is related with mother, with home, with homeland, with lands, with happiness, inner peace. So you have to be careful how you communicate with your mother. This is not the best time to start to buy new apartment or to buy new house or to buy new devices for the house, because there can be some technical issues too, or they may be not working and you have to turn them back and then buy new ones. Okay, for Gemini ascendant, your retrograde Mercury will be in your 3rd house. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, so especially for Gemini and for Virgo, all the time when there is retrograde Mercury, they have to be a little bit more careful than the others. Okay, because this is your ruler. This is the most important planet in your chart. So retrograde Mercury will be in your 3rd house. 3rd house is associated with communication, with cousins, neighbors, with business, of course, with the things that you put effort, with art, media. So you have to be careful what you are speaking in Facebook, what kind of comments you make in YouTube, because this can cause you troubles. If you have a YouTube channel, if you have Facebook channel, for example, or you work in media, television, any type of communication channel, you have to be careful not to say something, not to do something wrong and make problem, and this can lead to problems and issues for you. You have to be careful with your friends, with your cousin. There can be some issues in communication too. For Cancer ascendant and Cancer moon sign, your retrograde Mercury will be in your 2nd house. I wrote this, I painted this charts. I don't want to use paper, but with this electronic is a little bit difficult. I'm a Virgo, I need paper. You know, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, the earth sign, they need paper. They don't like electronics. If I was Aquarius, maybe, but I'm Virgo. So Cancer, retrograde Mercury will be in your second house. Second house is related with with family values, savings, what you eat, what you're saying. So you have to be careful with how you communicate with your family. Be careful with your money. It's time where you can have more expenses, especially retrograde Venus. This can cause a lot of expenses. You have to be careful what you are speaking, because you can create issues, or there can be some problems. For Leo Ascendant and Leo Moon sign, the Mercury will be retrograde over your Ascendant, which is very important, because first house is the most important house in your chart. So my advice is not to take big decision at this point about your life, or changing totally your life, your appearance. This is not the best time, because there can be some problems, there can be some miscommunications or issues with the information that you're gonna receive. So this time is to prepare, to see what you want to change, and after 15th of September you can go forward and fulfill your dreams and do the change, make the change. For Virgo Ascendant, your retrograde Mercury will be in your 12th house. 12th house is associated with foreigners, foreign lands, traveling, losses, hospital expenditures. So you have to be careful if you're gonna travel. You have to prepare your traveling before 23rd of August. You have to be careful when you travel, and when you speak with foreigners, there can be more expenditures too. For Libra Ascendant and Libra Moon sign, your Mercury will be retrograde in 11th house. This is the incomes, the goals, the dreams, professional circles, fame in some way, followers. So this is not the best time to change your income or to change your job, or you have to be careful how you speak with your colleagues, with your professional circles. If you have followers, you have to be careful with for example, you have YouTube channel and you have followers, you have to be careful how you speak with your followers, because there can be some miscommunication and issues in this field. So basically, you have to be, if you want to start something new goal, new income source, resources, then you have to be more careful and wait a little bit, or if you cannot wait, just be more careful, read all documents, contracts and everything. For Scorpio Ascendant and Scorpio Moon sign, your Mercury will be retrograde in your 10th house, the house of career, the house of fame, the house of your life path and your dharma. This is one of the most important houses in your chart, and this is not the best time to ask for promotion. This is not the best time to start competition in your company. I mean, to start competing with other people, because they can win. If they are not Scorpio Ascendant, they can win the battle, you know. And you have to be more careful with your managers and people that are higher in hierarchy in the corporate world than you, because there can be some problems with the communication there. For Sagittarius Ascendant and Sagittarius Moon sign, your retrograde Mercury will be in the 9th house, the house of father, the house of education, the house of religion, belief system, the house of traveling, distant places too. So if you want to travel, you have to prepare it before 23rd of August, and you have to be careful how you speak with your father. You have to be careful how you speak about your religion, your belief system, and not to impose your beliefs to other people, because this can create arguments and quarrels. For Capricorn Ascendant and Moon sign, retrograde Mercury will be in your 8th house, the house of transformation, death and rebirth, scandals, secrets. So be careful. If you have secrets, be careful with your secrets, because they can go they can be they can go to the surface and people will learn about your secrets. You have to be careful if you're using other people's money, if you're working in the field that for example insurance, other people's money, finances, hidden wealth and some taxes, something like this. You have to be more careful if you use other people's money. You have to be more careful how you communicate with your relatives in law, the mother and father and other relatives of your spouse. For Aquarius Ascendant and Aquarius Moon sign, retrograde Mercury will be in your 7th house, the house of your spouse, the house of your the marriage house, the house of your contracts, business contracts. So you have to be careful how you speak with your spouse, what you are doing with your spouse. You have to be careful with your business contract. If you have to sign a new business contract, you have to read everything and be careful. And people from the past can appear again in your world. And for example, people that you break up previously can appear again. Pisces Ascendant and Pisces Moon sign, your retrograde Mercury will be in your 6th house. 6th house is associated with the routine, health, daily life, your working life, with conflicts, arguments. So there can be a lot of issues in this field. You have to be careful how you speak with your colleagues. You have to be careful if you go to a doctor, what information you provide, what information you get. There can be a lot of arguments and conflicts in this period, and especially in the 6th house. It's 6th, 8th and 12th houses are Dushtana houses, and they're more difficult. If you don't know what is Dushtana house, you can check my book Vedic Astrology in Simple, and there you can understand. Okay, so this is the short video about retrograde Mercury. Of course, you have to know that this is just a general prediction. Everything depends on your natal chart. This is really important. I always repeat that because people think that astrology is this daily and weekly predictions. This is not astrology, the real astrology. It is more entertaining part of astrology, but the real astrology always depends on your real date of birth and hour of birth and your natal chart, your natal horoscope. Okay? If you want to book a consultation, you can check my website. If you want to know more about Vedic Astrology, you can check my book Vedic Astrology, easy and simple. This is a simplified book for beginners in Vedic Astrology and for people who have never heard about Vedic Astrology, because it's easy and simple. And very, very soon you can expect my new book about nakshatras. Nakshatras, this is my favorite part. Okay, thank you for watching this video and see you soon. Hey you beautiful YouTuber, thank you for watching the video. I hope you like it. I want you to invite you to become part of the family of astrology coaching by Anatoly, and together like a big online family, we're going to make our dreams come true. We're going to change our lives thanks to astrology and spiritual coaching. New videos are coming every week. This is just the beginning. So together we are going to make our dreams come true, and like the lotus flower, we will rise from the mud of our pain and we will blossom in happiness and fulfillment. Thank you for watching and see you soon.